Hi, our viewers. Welcome you back to Family Television. Family Television,
Working out solutions.
Family Television,
Where problem
meet
meets solutions.
solutions. I want to thank the Almighty God for keeping us alive and bringing us back again to Family Television today. We sincerely want to appreciate you for the time spent following us in Family Television. And we also want to be very sure that the blessings and inspiration from Family Television is bringing the healings and the health you need in your marriages and your family. Family Television is for everyone. Family Television is for every married man, every married woman. Family Television is for anyone that belongs to a family. The message in Family Television is the solution for the challenges you are facing in your marriage. For all our youth who have reached the age of marriage, Family Television is for you. Here you hear the good news. The marriage is working and it can work. Family Television is for engaged couples. You have been engaged to go into marriage. Yes. Follow Family Television is a solid foundation for you for a successful marriage. Family Television is for spouses married to different faiths. We perceive that so many of us mixed our faith in the course of marriage, and some of these things have been the major challenges facing us in the marriage. Follow Family Television, the confusion will end. Family Television is for families in marital crisis. We have had enough of the problems. We are here with the solution. Call a spiritual problem, call a physical problem through prayers and practical knowledge. Your solution is here at Family Television. Family Television is for spouses married, spouses heading for divorce. A new hope is rising from Family Television for you. Family Television is for husband and wife intending to have a happy marriage. It is possible. You will not only have a happy marriage through Family Television, your marriage will be a perfect one. Family Television is for husband and wife in second marriage. Yes, from the beginning it was not so. Family Television has the solution for you. Family Television is also for the divorcees trying to heal. The balm in Gilead is in Family Television for the health and the healings you need in that marriage. Family Television is for victims of affairs. Oh, you have been cheated. No problem. Through Family Television, you can regain your love and your marriage again. Family Television is for spouses in affairs. Lonely wives, your comfort is here in Family Television. Brown beauty husband, my fellow men, you are not alone. Follow us in Family Television. You have a place of comfort for you. In our last discussions in Family Television, we discussed about the key, the major decision that will lead you into a happy marriage, a harmonious home. And that decision is initiated by the author of marriage, that the man and the woman must leave the father and the mother and be joined to the wife, and the two shall become one flesh. Our messages in Family Television is not for us. We are the voice of the Creator, the author of marriage. We believe that our messages are having a pride of praise in your hearts and in your homes. As you follow us in Family Television every Tuesday of the week, your marriage will not only become better, your marriage will be the envy of others. Today, we'll be discussing in a new topic which we titled Becoming One Flesh. Becoming one flesh. There is no need to go into marriage if there will be no oneness. Oneness is the life and the death of every marriage. For a marriage to survive and to succeed, oneness is not optional. Oneness in marriage between husband and wife is not optional. It is not also negotiable. Oneness between husband and wife can never be reviewed or edited. I want you to know that from the beginning of creation, Oneness between a husband and a wife has been there. If you take a study of the origin of creation of man, everything God created, He created from the soil, except the woman. The woman was created from the man. Man was created from the soil. Animals, trees, and every other thing you can think of in this planet Earth came from the soil. But the oneness between wife and the husband started from the time of formation of the woman and the man. And that's why we say that a oneness in marriage can never be negotiated, and it can never be dictated or reviewed. It's not optional. It is a must. Leaving your husband, leaving your father, leaving your mother to go into marriage without the intention of being one with the man or the woman is of no use. The journey into marriage is too long and too far for one to live independent alone of the husband and the wife. It is obvious that one can take 1 or 2 minutes to make a vow and go into marriage. In other words, your oneness between you and your wife started from the altar of vows, from the altar of marriage, between the husband and the wife, and before God, or before many witnesses, as both families may have agreed. Oneness in marriage can take a long process, sometimes a very difficult process. But no matter the difficulties, in working to be one as a husband and wife, the benefit is far more better than the trouble we are going through in that journey. It is not the responsibility of the father's household to form oneness between the husband and the wife. It is not the responsibility of the village head or the spiritual leader to form oneness between the two. It is the responsibility of the man and the woman to form oneness in their marriage. Unfortunately, some of us are leaving this thing in the hand of the third party. I want you to know that what the divine author said is that, and the two shall become one flesh. So it is the responsibility of the two to see that oneness exists in marriage. Oneness in marriage, that's where our security is. Oneness between husband and wife, it reduces costs. Oneness in marriage multiply our productivity. Becoming one flesh can be difficult, especially when the two partners are coming from different backgrounds, different family background, different religious background, different business or career backgrounds. It may be very difficult to form oneness, especially from a different background. But just like as well earlier said on, you can become one flesh, but not necessarily becoming the same. Husband and wife can become one flesh, but not necessarily becoming the same. I want to share a personal story of some certain joke that I and my wife used to have at our home. Sometimes when I come back home, I discover that she has finished eating and even the children have finished eating. Sometimes I will wait for them to serve me my food, and she will jokingly say to me, shebi we are one flesh. She have eaten, and my children that are my brother have eaten. Am I still want to eat again? That time I knew that my brother, we can be one flesh, but not the same. Because the report from my stomach that very time is different from my own. So we can be one flesh, but our stomach are not the same. So what are we saying? Our differences in marriage from different background should be our strength, should strengthen us. Not necessarily that we become one flesh and the same. Automatically, the way the author made it, he made it that your weakness should complement my strength, and my strength should complement your weakness. Becoming one flesh means that the husband and wife must share the same degree of commitment. One to the author of marriage, in the service of God, they may share the same oneness to honor God in that marriage. Oneness in marriage simply means that the husband and wife must share the same commitment to see that the marriage works. Marriage is a hard work. It is a very hard work. Take a study around you. Those are our grandmas, our great men and women who have journeyed their life in marriage. Some of them work hard. And then let me tell you also, one person cannot work out the marriage and the marriage succeed. The hard work must correct the commitment of both the husband and the wife. Oneness in marriage also means that the husband and wife must share the same degree of commitment to the same goal. That does not mean that so all of them must be a businessman or an academician or the other part of business. But it simply means that the goal of the husband to become better in that career should be also the same goal of the wife to support the husband. The same goal of the wife to get promotion in the working place, the husband also should be excited and also support in committing himself to that goal of the wife. The husband and the wife must share the same degree of commitment in their goals, in their dreams. There must also be commitment. In their missions in life, there must also be one. May I use this forum also to share this truth with my fellow brothers, the husband. The husband, I want you to know that you are the foundation. The man is the foundation of the marriage. The man is the foundation of the family. Don't forget, from the Garden of Eden, Adam has started existing before Eve came. So, as the earlier said on in our last video, the vision of this family is in your hands as a man. The man has the responsibility, the primary responsibility, to ensure that there is oneness between him and the wife. To ensure that there is a lifetime commitment, a lifetime that will hold him and the wife together. I also want to let you know that there's a story my man of God, the man of God that wedded me and my wife many years ago, shared with me on the last day of our marriage council. And that very last day, the man called me and said he wanted to share a story with me through illustration. I said, okay, what's the problem? He said, okay, you want to let me know that in this marriage, with a story about a conductor and a driver. The man told me, have I ever seen the road safety officer or the road safety traffic officers arresting a conductor in the presence of the driver for any traffic offense? I said, no, sir. He asked me the same question again. He told me, have I ever seen a conductor being arrested in the presence of the driver for any traffic offense before the road safety officers or road safety agents? I said, no, sir. He pointed me eyeball to eyeball and said, man, you are responsible for this marriage. You are the driver of this marriage. Wherever this marriage gets to, the extent it will go, it is in my hands. I asked the man, sir, what if the fault is not for me? He told me, remember the story of the driver and the conductor. Even if the conductor failed to look by the side and control the driver's navigation, even if the driver went and collided with another vehicle, it's the driver that will be arrested. So that dawned on me that in this marriage, I am responsible. Man, you are responsible to ensure oneness in that marriage, irrespective of the challenges you are having with your wife. The world does not value oneness. The world system hates oneness and permanence in marriage. Most of our cultures work to undermine this divine order. I also remember the same encounter I had a night before my wedding day. I remembered after that marriage council, a night before the wedding day, I was woke up by a higher spirit, the Holy Ghost, by 1 a.m. He asked me to open a very particular scripture, the book of the preacher, the son of David, king in Jerusalem, in chapter 9, verse 9, and I opened the place. The verse reads, live joyfully with the wife, whom you love, all the days of your life, for this is your portion in this life. It dawned on me. I repeated the same verse again. It said, live joyfully with the wife, whom you love, all the days of your life, for this is your portion. That dawned on me, sir. That not just to live in the same house as cat and dog, not just to live happy, but to live joyfully. And I remember that instruction is not given to my wife to make me happy, to live joyfully, but the instruction was given to me. And something shocked me in that very scripture. He said, this is my portion. I was pursuing a degree program that time, so my degree is not my portion. The children I'm hoping by God's grace to have in that marriage is not my portion, not even my building. That tells me that this oneness is as important as everything else in this marriage. I want to let you know that without oneness, there is no need for marriage. No, oneness is where the secret and the life of marriage lies. Becoming one flesh will help our marriage share God's light in a world of darkness. God's pattern is monogamous. God's pattern is monogamous. Marriage is between one man and one woman. In the beginning, and the two shall become one flesh. And the two shall become one flesh. Not the three, not the four. And the two shall become one flesh. In the beginning, that is the mandate of heaven for us. At this very junction, I want you to know that oneness is the life and the death of marriage. Some of us have left the oneness between the wife and the husband to transfer the oneness between your daughter and your children. Some have left the oneness between the husband and the wife to oneness between your career and your business. And that is actually the main reason why problems upon problems are befalling our marriages. Let us go back to the drawing board. I think Joshua and I want to look towards my brother to have his view concerning oneness in this program. Thank you and continue with us.
Well, thank you, Mr. Francis.
Thank you, sir.
You've done a lot, and our viewers, by your explanations about oneness, many will be able to adjust in areas they are feeling they are not meeting up to standard. So, and I am happy on the area you use about conductor and driver. It's down on me as a man to know that whatever that happens in my family and our viewers, you should know that it's your responsibility to make sure that your family keep going perfectly. In as much as the story says that conductor always will not be held responsible to whatever that happens along the way or during the movement of the vehicle. So in that case, we all understood perfectly that men are the major actor, the acting force in the family. So I will be driving some questions regarding what you taught us today about oneness, and this will help our viewers to add to the ideas, or if there is any other extra questions, our viewers, we expected you to reach out to us and ask us your private questions, and we believe we'll be having an answer. So the question is, I drafted it already in my book and I will read as thus. Mr. Francis, I want to ask you this. Please, is there any time a family could say that they have reached the highest level of oneness or have achieved the highest level of oneness in a family? What can you tell us about this question?
You have asked me a very challenging question, and I want to be very candid with you. The oneness tax between the wife and the husband has no end. There is no end to the demand to be one in the marriage. We have seen people after living for 30 good years divorced. That means they stop working on themselves on that marriage. We have seen people after 80 years of old and maybe 70 years in marriage and they parted in divorce. Oneness in marriage starts from the altar of vows and ends when death do you part. Any day a man thought that he has arrived, okay, let me share this story with you. There's one man around us, he had a boho, and I know the man, I believe that man is going to 80 years. So that early morning, around 10 a.m. in the morning, I was coming to fetch water. So the man also came down to be selling water for us. Then, on that very day, around after 10, so he was also helping me to fetch my gallons of water. Then, the wife called him from upstairs, from up, and demanding to the husband that I want to go to market. I heard from that man, the man sighed. I was wondering, in him, And I was staying very close to him. He said that not even greeting, not even morning greeting. You're telling me that you are going to market. This is a man that going to 80 years. He was not happy. That the wife woke up, maybe they have not met, the man came down for his business in the morning, only for the woman to be demanding for market money without even greeting that man. You discovered that even this man in his old age is battling oneness with the wife. You discover that there is no age limit, there is no time limit, there is no height that one can go. Marriage is everyday work. As we said in our last program, that is everyday decision. You must wake up every day to decide to be one. Crisis abound, crisis must come. Yes. I remember that man told the wife, wait first, let me finish stirring water. If that very matter is not well controlled, the woman may feel hated, the man may feel disrespected, and crisis will set in. So, sir, there is no height, there is no year. You will say that you have reached the level of oneness. It starts from the day you vowed to be faithful to her, she will be faithful to you, until the day of death do you part. The day you start working hard in your marriage started parting away.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. A moral understanding from what you said shows that there is no limit for oneness in family.
No time limit.
And again, from the story he shared, I also understand that even though we are working towards oneness, there are some normal activities in family you don't need to skip, like the early morning greeting. You cannot just wake up in the morning and demand some stuffs from your husband without normal procedures. All these things can trigger anger, even though that man will be willing to give you that money. But there are little things we do not observe that we need to be taking into consideration while we are making any decision and any action. That is something I learned from the story of the young man who controlled
the old man
hope
to go to 80 years.
Okay, the old man who controlled his temper and was still able to only respond by the word, let me say what I finished. It's a height of control of anger. Okay, so we understand from that, and I believe our viewers understood from what you said, that there's no limit to the level of oneness.
There's no year you can reach and say you have arrived. Okay. Oneness is permanent. Oneness is not permanent.
Yes.
It's not permanent. It's everyday work.
All right, thank you very much for that. Let us proceed. I still have a single question for you before we conclude our today's presentation. The question is that, is it possible that there will be a height of oneness between a man and a spouse? Let me use the word spouse, that are living differently in the same different location, maybe one living in Canada, one living in the US. Do you think there is oneness among them?
Okay. Yes. Location sometimes matters, but does not matter really in oneness. Oneness is a spiritual thing. The first oneness that the husband and wife must gear towards is oneness in the spirit. And there is no limitation to the spirit. If the husband and wife is united in their spirits, you can be able to be sure that the wife in Canada or the husband in Canada and the wife in Nigeria or the husband in Ghana, the unity in the spirit can work for two of them. I mean that oneness starts in the spirit. Oneness starts in the spirit. That I am living in Canada and my wife is living in Australia, and not because we have any issue, but maybe because of occupation or career. That will not stop our oneness. If the oneness starts from the spirit, it can trigger down to the mind, it can trigger down to the heart, it can trigger down to the body. So distance, especially where there is peace, have nothing to do or cannot stop husband and wife from being united. Except there is a problem that makes two of them to live apart. If there's no problem and they show that the unity is from the spirit, the unity in the spirit can control the body, it can control the mind, it can control the heart. Okay. So that is not an issue for marriages to work out.
Okay, thank you very much for today. We thank you, our presenters, for all the teachings. I believe you'll be learning a lot from it today. Remember, if you have any question or any personal request, you can reach out to us. We are Family TV. We are here to solve all the problems. If you have any question, reach us in our handles through the WhatsApp link, the line that will be added to the video while you are streaming us. Thank you very much. As my brother, we have to conclude today's presentation.
Our viewers, this is the engine room of marital happiness, marital peace, and marital harmony. I want us to know for sure, without oneness, no hope in marriage for you. Oneness starts in the spirit. The husband and wife must be one in the spirit. That means that the two of them must be committed to the service of the God of marriage. God has instituted marriage. Anytime the man is faithful to God and the woman is not faithful to God, that unity in the spirit cannot work. Any woman, the woman is faithful to God from one prayer house, for one ministry to another, and the husband is there drinking shakpa, you're on your own. That marriage will not succeed. From unity in the spirit, it can be stepped down to unity in the mind, unity in one goal, unity in the heart, unity in the body. Like as we'll be discussing in our next video, we'll be sharing the third part in marriage, which is sex, unity in the body. So we want to summarize by letting you know that unity and oneness in marriage is the only hope for a man to leave his father, for a woman to leave his family members, and be joined to a man. Any marriage that is not united is like a body without a spirit, and a body without a spirit is a dead body. Any marriage that is not in one, the husband and wife is not one, that is a dead marriage. It's no more a marriage. The blessing of becoming one flesh means that we can stand before each other naked. Not only physical nakedness, but also nakedness of the spirit and nakedness of the emotion. At that very junction, the man or the woman is free in all guilt and shame before our partners. I want to let you know that the secret for a happy marriage is becoming one flesh. We'll leave you in this video with an equation, mathematical equation, which you believe that you will get the same answer as we are going to get the same answer in this part of the world. God's will, equation number 1, God's will plus our committed effort is equals to what? A marriage. Number 2 equation. Equation number 2 says, subtract God's will, subtract our committed effort is equals to what? A marriage. We all know mathematical formulas are the same all over the world. 2 plus 2 is 4 in Australia and in Ghana, in Nigeria. So that is what we expect you to go home and solve this mathematical marriage equation for us. And by the time we meet again next Tuesday, we are believing God for you prayerfully and constructively that you have a better marriage and a better home. Together to a greater height. Thank you so much. My brother, thank you for being there for our viewers. Remain the same. Family Television, working out solutions.